If the engagement you're getting on your online content is super, super low, it could be because your editing skills are super, super mid. And for my lovely millennial and Gen X and older listeners, mid just means very average, not good. So today we are going to be talking about 5 editing tips that will make your short videos actually watchable. And you can apply these same editing tips to your podcast content and to any other sort of video or audio content that you're editing. Why this is so important is that humans today decide within seconds whether your video stays on their feed or they scroll right past it. The average human attention span is now about 8 seconds, according to SQ magazine, and that is shorter than ever before. And this is important because short videos win. Also, according to SQ magazine, platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts are dominating, and this is because people consume content fast, mobile, entertaining. They're no longer watching 40-minute YouTube videos. They want information quick. They want it fast. They want those dopamine hits. And all of these platforms are actually engineered to reward engagement. So creative editing actually keeps people watching, and that signals the algorithm to boost you. Here's another mini stat. According to Vervid, users now decide whether or not to keep watching online within 1 to 3 seconds. So you have literally 3 seconds max to hook attention and get people to stay watching your video. All right, so let's kick it off with strategy tip number 1. Start with a hook. If you haven't heard of a hook before, a hook refers to the first 1 to 3 seconds of your video, and that is how you grab attention. And you can do this in a lot of different ways. You can do this with your voice, with movement, with a trick, with something unexpected. You just have to do anything that you can within that first 3 seconds to grab their attention. So here's some examples of how you could do that. You could share a surprising statistic. You could ask a question and create intrigue. You could give a teaser of what's going to happen later on in the video. You can say things like, stop scrolling if blank. And then you can insert whatever your video is going to be about and kind of identify your target audience. So really quickly, you'll hook in someone who's actually going to be interested in what you have to say. You could say something like, here's a mistake that blank. And then you insert maybe something that you see clients in your industry often doing that you know better, and you can provide some helpful tips to keep them from making those same kind of mistakes. You could also do some visual hooks, like starting with you not being in the frame, and then suddenly your body pops in the frame. Or a hook that I love so much is a transition hook. Like, have you ever seen a video where there's like water splashing, and then in the next frame, it cuts to someone with water splashing on them from that video? It looks like it splashed from one video to the next, and then they transition into whatever they're talking about. Guilty, I have used this hook and it blew up. I got over 8,000 views on that video, literally just by using that transition. It was funny, it hooked attention, it was unexpected. So any way that you can grab that attention right away, hook viewers in, that is going to make your short form video, period, perform better. Strategy number 2, remove dead air. Okay, my lovely millennials and older, I'm speaking directly to you on this one. There's something called the millennial pause, where before the person speaking to the camera even begins speaking, they are just kind of pausing, looking at the camera, not saying anything, like kind of, is this thing on? Getting ready to record, but they haven't. And usually they take a breath, and usually there's 1 to 2, sometimes even 3 seconds before they even start speaking. Right away, if you are doing the millennial pause, you have lost so many viewers who are so quickly scrolling through that they're not going to wait for 3 seconds for you to say what you need to say. The rest of your video too, not just the beginning, any sort of dead air that exists, you need to cut it out. Cut out pauses, hesitations, and silence so the video feels tight and like it's always moving forward. This works because viewers on social media platforms expect constant motion, and slow patches drop retention fast. You can zoom in or you can cut in during pauses instead of letting silences hit. Just do anything to avoid that dead air sitting there still and nothing happening. Strategy number 3, Use sound effects, okay? Add subtle whooshes, pops, hits, impact sounds, anything that emphasizes cuts, transitions, or key points in your video. Why this works is, according to Medium, audio cues trigger micro dopamine hits. And you know we love the dopamine these days. Those small bursts of pleasurable feedback make the viewer feel good. This is literally psychology. This is brain chemistry, okay? Short form content platforms practically train us for this dopamine slot machine loop. It might sound kind of messed up to play into this. I don't know about you, but I kind of hate that social media is like this, but you can't deny that it works. So the more sound effects you can use, the more movement, the more unexpected anything you can insert into that video, it's going to trigger that dopamine and it's going to make the user want to continue engaging and staying in your video. Here's a tip. Keep the sounds consistent and connected with your brand vibe, okay? If you have a very polished presence online, adding maybe like circus noises or fart noises or something that's totally not on brand with you is probably going to throw people off. So use any sort of sound effects or music or audio in your short form videos that makes sense and feels like you. Strategy number 4. This is a super easy one that many of you have probably caught on to by now, but you have to use captions, okay? Just text that appears alongside your spoken words. If you're watching me speak right now, you can see the captions below. This makes your video so much more engaging. And why this is important is that so many people actually watch videos without sound. So captions increase watch time and reach. According to Medium, some data shows that adding subtitles can actually boost your reach by double-digit percentages. So this is super easy to do. If you go into Instagram or you create a podcast in a platform like Riverside, you can automatically add captions while you're editing the video within the app. You literally click a button and the captions will pop up for you, done for you. They're not always 100% accurate. Sometimes you have to go back and edit certain words, but a lot of it is done for you. A lot of it is automated now thanks to AI. And here's a bonus here: accessibility to viewers with hearing impairments. There you go. Inclusivity wins. It's a great way to make your content more accessible for everybody. All right, let's close it out with strategy number 5. Add movement into your videos wherever you can. We've already kind of hinted at this, but let's expand on the idea a little bit more. Zooms, transitions, camera movement, dynamic cuts, all of these things make your video feel alive. Again, visual motion helps keep our eyes engaged. So content that is too static feels too slow and it gets skipped. According to GetNux, the brain processes visual information tens of thousands of times faster than text. So movement naturally keeps attention. Something you can try is really small zooms during those key moments, quick transitions between sections, or you can split cuts to keep energy high. Again, removing that dead air, removing the amount of time that it's just static and you're watching the same thing. You just want to add anything in that feels like movement. And some bonus tips just to add on to these 5 key strategies that we've already shared. Keep it short. Under 30 to 60 seconds is where most engagement lives. Once you get over that 60-second mark, people just aren't sticking around anymore. And mind your pacing. Faster edits create energy. So as fast as you can make your content, the better. And be intentional, not chaotic. Don't add movement or sounds just to add them. Use them to emphasize your message at key points. People will notice if the timing of these sound effects or these transitions are off, and it can actually take away from your content if you're overdoing it. So to sum it all up, here are the 5 strategies we gave you. Hook the viewer fast, remove the dead air, use sound effects, add captions, and add movement. All of these things will really help your content to not only hook the viewer, but retain them throughout the length of your video. And then the more retention that you get, the more eyeballs you get. And the more eyeballs you get on your content, the more visibility your brand, your business, whatever audience you are trying to create, the more that will grow. I really encourage you to experiment this week. Try one strategy at a time. You don't have to start implementing all of these super quickly. You can try 1 or 2 this week week and compare results. Test your own content. I do this all the time. Half the time that I'm putting out content, I'm just experimenting to see what works. So go try these this week. And when you do, share them to your story and tag me. I love Instagram. That's my platform of choice. So this week, I encourage you to try some of these in Instagram, share them to your story, and tag me with your best edited reel. And then I'll feature a few on the show and we can talk about why or why not certain reels worked. If all of this feels super overwhelming for you and you're like, yeah, not going to be me, I hate editing, you're in luck. You're talking to someone who absolutely loves to edit videos. My name is Emily Ledbetter. I am the founder of Ledbetter Marketing, and we do all things social media and podcast editing, production, planning, you name it, we do it. We love doing social media and we love doing podcasting. And what we love more than anything is helping business owners and creators like you do it well. We love to create better content and we love to do it led with purpose. So visit www.ledbettermarketing.com to learn more. And be sure to share this episode with someone who really needs some help in the content editing space. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen. Presented by Ledbetter Marketing. Better content led with purpose.